you'll notice is that writing assignments will be a little longer this year. So you won't be doing writing assignments, a different one every week. And so I need to give you time to get them done. So hopefully by now, all of our grandparent interviews are finished. Raise your hand if they're all finished. No, I didn't ask that yet. Grandparents finished? Sort of? Getting there? Okay. And then the writing, so a couple of you had turned in those outlines. I have now turned them back. I didn't look at everybody's. If you want me to take a look at it, you can take a picture of it and send it to me, and I would be happy to take a look at it and then comment back to you. But what it has on your on your has for tomorrow is, it says, using those outlines, you will now write your 3 paragraphs about your grandparents, using all dress-ups and openers in all 3 paragraphs. Use the checklist. You will have Tuesday to write 2. So you'll be writing Thursday and next Tuesday. Next Wednesday, you should bring in the rough draft. So I also have posted, now more for the benefit of 7th graders, I posted a video. And it's called The Way Mrs. Jernigan Wants You to Write, or How Mrs. Jernigan Wants You to Turn It In, or something like that. It's up on the 8th grade media site as well. Now, I'm just going to do a quick little thing here. So let's say you did your writing assignment. This is your writing assignment. And you come into class and you're excited, and here, Mrs. Jernigan, here's my writing assignment. Do you think after this point, or after you watch that video, it's probably helpful, it's probably only about 5 to 10 minutes, and it will give you all the step-by-step of how I want everything turned in. If you turn it in that way and include all the content that I ask you to turn in, you're likely to get an A on the paper. However, if this is all you give me, what do you think I'm going to do?
Not enough.
It's not enough, that's correct. Any guesses as to what I'm going to do from this point on in the year?
Mark off point. Give it back.
Give it back. I'm not even going to, so when I teach 5 classes and I get like a week's worth of homework at a time. Mrs. Danchek and I were talking about this the other day, that we get so much homework in that what we have to do is actually, I have to go up on my bed, which is a king-size bed, and I have to spread it all out and then sort it. Because you guys are turning in like 3 or 4 assignments to me. So I've got to sort it all out to give to the grammar graders. And that's why the folders are really important. But if this is all you turn into me, I might pull John's mask up over his eyes and say, John, what are you doing? I don't want a single sheet of paper. I don't even want 2 sheets of paper. There are lots of things that I want, and if you do not turn them in, you will, I'm just going to turn it right back. So what needs to be in that folder, Wesley? If it's the final draft time, yes.
Checklist, and at least 3 or 4 pages.
3 or 4 pages of what?
Final draft. You need to write it, at least have it typed. Now, I have a problem with that. My computer, my PC, can't produce like big words, so it will be like, the sentences will be like shortened into like a way it doesn't look like a whole paragraph. And they'll probably be on 1 page, but I mean, like, my computer's like really messed up like that. So it won't be like.
I think it's operator error.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure it out, but I don't know if we can't make them bigger. We can't make them more bigger than the title, because the title ones.
I don't want them bigger.
Exactly.
I want them size 12.
They're always size 12. They're always like.
Well, then you shouldn't have a problem if they're always size 12.
That's the problem.
Black ink. Do not do it in blue or purple. Black ink.
Do you want us to mark
I want dress-ups marked. Now, halfway through the year, we'll actually stop that. As 8th graders, you get to stop marking all those dress-ups. They still have to be in there, and I still have to look for them, but you'll stop marking them. Because once you get into high school, you won't do that. I mean, you may do it occasionally for the Great Books teacher. but we'll stop marking the dress-ups. But for now, yes, you have to mark everything. So in the folder, with the checklist, with the keyword outline, the rough draft is what I'll be looking for next week, so it won't have a final draft with it. Now, you're going to hand me the folder, and I may not necessarily see until later that afternoon. I sort everything between 2 and 3. But if there's something missing in there, it goes back in your family mail, and you automatically have late points. You guys are too close to high school to be messing around. So everything has to be in there, and then you're going to take it back home, or maybe whatever you need is in your notebook, and you can give it back to me before the day is over. Or you can also tell me, hey, I forgot to put my checklist in there, or I forgot my keyword outline, but I will send it to you before midnight tonight. And if you do that, I won't take points off. It's responsibility. You're taking that responsibility. Okay? So I would suggest you watch that video because it talks about everything I want. The double spacing, the typing. I can send you a sample. In fact, I think there is a sample up there, but I'll have to look. A sample of the grandparent paper, and it's double spaced. And if you do it exactly like that, we're good. But if you don't, then you either get it back or you start losing significant points, okay? So I was easier on you last year because you were 7th grade, but most of you, with the exception of the folks that are new, most of you know exactly what I want. Now, while we're doing these longer assignments, we're going to be moving into learning about different kind of writing styles. And we're going to be analyzing different things. We're going to analyze short stories. We're going to analyze poetry. Do you know something about the poem already? Yeah, but was that your question? Okay. What is your question?
What type of writing styles do you have? Certain types of ones, adventure ones.
You will be doing a narrative, telling a story. You will be doing. Wow, is it time for class to switch? Just about. No, I didn't say go yet. I didn't say go. Eventually. All right. What I want you to do now that we've clarified the Battle Hymn of the Republic, I want you to make sure that it is printed out. Okay. Well, you can take another look at it. We are going. I think we still have like 2 minutes. So sit tight for a minute. We are going to be analyzing different poetry, and you might even be trying your hand at different poetry this year. So what I want you to do, and the homework that I gave you, and if you didn't get it done yesterday, now you can do it. It says make 3 observations as you read. We're analyzing things. Yes? Okay, if you want to switch them out before you go, that's fine, but not right this second. Not right this second. So you are going to read, "Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord." You guys have sung this if you've been in church. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible sword. His truth is marching on. The lady that wrote this is Julia Howe, and she wrote it right before the Civil War had begun, or had just begun. And she's really beginning to express her thoughts about the Civil War, and that's what you guys are learning this year. So I'm going to be tying things in. But I want you to make observations like, he is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. What in the world does that mean? I want you to look it up. I want you to see what you can find. I want you to find vocabulary that tells me, I've seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. What does that mean? It's the Civil War. The camps, the men sitting around their camps. Tell me, you can tell me other things as well, but I want you to find 3 observations. And when we come in next week, we're going to talk about that. Well, you can still make some observations. It's still up on Sycamore. Okay? So that's all I had for you. Sorry that we didn't get further into that. See you next week.